Hey guys, this is Social Dissonance, also known as Shepherd. Today I'll be doing a lancing tutorial against the Diablos. For my equipment, I'm going to be wearing full Rathalos. I fit in a little extra attack points by using the Gunner Cap rather than the Blade Master Cap. And for my weapon, I am using the Tusk Lance. So you see I shortened the transition a little bit. I want to get it just under 10 minutes and 59 seconds. His first scream there is not actually a scream, so you don't have to worry about blocking it or countering it. And that there is exactly how you do not time a counter. If you let your counter go on for too long, you will actually go out of the counter and any attacks that hit you will go right through. So if he digs early in the match before he's in rage mode, you're going to want to use a Sonic Bomb. One of his subquests is to break his horns, and actually to get some of his better armor and weapons you will need his horns. So when he's in the ground like this, take the opportunity to either attack his head or his wings. Really attack anything you can. Usually you should aim for the head. I didn't. I should have. You'll notice I have Cha-Cha using the Felyne mask. I haven't had any videos with him because he usually causes a lot of trouble, but I figured it might be a little bit more fun with him around. Okay, that scream I did want to block. I did block it. You really want a weapon against Diablos, because a weapon with a shield against Diablos, because when he digs, if you're really close, what the hell, Cha-Cha? If you're really close to him, you're really not going to have a chance to put your weapon away and evade, and that's the case when you're really going to want to either shield advance, counter, or if you can, you don't have any other choice. Wow, that was actually... I call that Cha-Cha evasion. Or just a normal block would be fine too. Okay, I'm going to use my charge to get close to him. His scream's going to get me out of the way, but that's okay. Damage is still damage. He does his tail swipe here. It hits twice. So even if you block one side, if you're not positioned carefully, you'll actually get hit by the second attack. I'm going to try and block this. Shield advance forward. Gotta be careful. You don't want to get too greedy because he can end up charging you right away after a scream like that. I'm going to block because I'm really close. What the hell? Oh. Sometimes you have to be careful about the fodder around you. Okay, he's going to dig. He's in rage mode, and Sonic Bombs don't work on monsters that are in rage mode, or at least they don't work in Diablos when he's in rage mode. So your best bet is to just try and block the hit. Or evade it if you think you can. Oh wow, Cha-Cha just healed me for a lot. Yes, I believe that is the... Waka Waka and... I don't know. It's the blue and the yellow symbols for the dances. Those are the two that you're going to want to get. Gives you recovery large, recovery small, attack up small, and... antidote. So I'm thinking he might go into his normal mode soon, so I'm going to get the Sonic Bomb ready. I tried to Superman dive that, but I guess his attack has a really long duration. That's alright. See, his head's kind of going into the ledge there, or I would be aiming for it more. My goal by the end of this match is still to have broken the 2 horns. I should be able to do that. I brought some large barrel bomb pluses. With any luck, I will be able to get them off. Okay, so if he's in rage mode... Alright, there goes one horn. If he's in rage mode and you have to sharpen your weapon, just leave the area. Because you'd really... Unless you have, like, sharpener, you're not going to have time to sharpen it without him beating you down in one way or another. Maybe if you're online and there's 3 other hunters that he's targeting, but really, I'm just going to leave. I don't really need to heal much, but Cha-Cha does, so I'm going to give him a ration after I sharpen. He will not eat when he's actually in rage mode, so hopefully he gets out of it really soon. Perfect. So this will actually increase both his stamina and his health. Especially when he's in his feline bomber mode, it takes a long time for him to come back after a death, so you want to do everything you can to make sure that he doesn't die. He's got a lot of life. He's got a lot of attack. Wow. I timed that one perfectly. Oops. Probably should have countered that. Try and dodge out of the way. For those of you that do not want to farm Barioth or have a tough time with him, Diablos is also weak to both water and thunder. It's not as weak to them as he is to ice, but if you have a Thunder Lance or a Water Lance instead, especially the Water Lance is a lot easier to make, go ahead and make that. So block right through his charge. Just going to scream, see if I block it. I did. Surprised he hasn't left the area yet. I don't know if this will be it or the next one will be. He must be in rage mode. Sometimes it's tough to tell. I mean, when you see him taking a long time to dig, then he's definitely not in rage mode. And when he takes an especially long time to dig, he's exhausted. A little side benefit of when he's exhausted is actually sonic bombs will keep him in the ground for almost as long as a pitfall trap would. So definitely if you see him digging when he's exhausted, try and sonic bomb him. Another note about exhaustion. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it earlier. If you make a monster go into rage mode while they're exhausted, they will recover all of their stamina. So be extra careful when a monster is already exhausted to not knock them out of it. If you want to get them into a trap or sonic bomb them or do something along those lines. Okay, so this should be a good amount of damage if I can get him into it. Something to note for those of you that played a lot of Unite is Diablos' digging will no longer destroy traps. I know that was something that was particularly infuriating, to me at least, in Unite. You'd lay down a trap hoping to get him into it to either capture him or just do a little extra damage. And, you know, he would just blow it up whenever he dug out from underneath. I think because they changed the balance with traps is they made it so he no longer does that. Wow. Oh, Cha-Cha. I guess he was attacking one of the fish, and he ended up destroying all of the bombs. That's alright. Hopefully I will still be able to beat this rather quickly. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just turned around and blocked. I want to get him into this pitfall trap is why. I want to see if I can destroy his other horn. Something to take advantage of, like you just saw me doing, is if you have a trap down and you need to sharpen or heal, go ahead and eat or whatever right in front of the trap. If the monster charges you, you should have just enough time to finish your animation before he lands in it, and then you go ahead and attack him. There we go, I should get him in it now. Okay. I'm going to try and get hits off on the head. It's a little tough. His head's kind of flying around all over the place. Something that would help, but then again wouldn't help too much with damage, is hammers can knock him out, but his head really takes very little damage from hammers. As you may or may not know, different parts of the monster take different amounts of damage based on a cutting weapon or an impact weapon. Now it's pretty obvious which ones are which, between like great swords, swords, and hammers, but the lance is different. It normally deals cutting damage, but if something is extremely weak to impact and extremely resistant to cutting, then it will do impact damage instead. I'm not sure which cases that matter most. I haven't exactly done the math to know when it would do impact damage rather than cutting damage. I think it's really interesting that the Diablos eats cactuses when he's hungry. That just shows he's one real hard dude. I don't eat monsters, I eat cactuses. Make sure to gather over there if you never have. You can get cactus flowers. They're not too helpful, but if you have a bunch of them, it's a little bit better to make a herbal remedy rather than antidotes. It heals you just a little bit and cures poison. And it might cure something else. I haven't really tested all the various effects. But it definitely cures poison. Alright, so there's an example of his tail swipe hitting twice. I really should have probably shield advanced through that. That probably would have solved that. Okay, so I broke both of his horns. At this point, I'm pretty sure he's ready to be captured. Yeah, definitely if he runs away like that, like right away, he's ready to be captured. Suppose if he's in Area 9 and he runs to Area 10, right away like that, that's an indication that he's exhausted, but you definitely know he's exhausted if he goes to Area 11. I guess you can say that's his den. It's nice when he goes there because you can just sneak right up on him and drop a shock trap right underneath his feet. Hopefully I'll have time to drop this. Nope. This would be the first shock trap I've used, so even if he knocks me down, I should theoretically have enough time to trank him by the time I get up. In my previous Barioth video, I screwed up the timing a little bit. I already used a shock trap on him because I wanted to bomb him. When that happens, you have to be ready to trank them right away because they'll break out much sooner. Instead of 10 seconds, I think it's something like 5 seconds. Okay, so basic strategy for Diablos with the Lance. Advance through his attacks, dodge around him, do upstabs, and that's about it. So until next time, good luck and have a good hunt.